It's been a while since I tried paralysis magic. Good to know that I've still got it, and that by extension, now I've got you. Oh, hold still. Let me drink in all of you. Oh wait, I already took care of the hold still part of that equation. Silly me. And pathetic you. Your mind is uncomfortably free of my particular brand of sustenance. From a feeding perspective, you're worthless. You're probably worthless from a lot of perspectives, actually. But even a sadism demon isn't above desires of the flesh. And this body, frozen in place, stuck here at my mercy, you're stirring all kinds of feelings in me. Delicious. Oh, just look at my manners. Shame on me. You'll have to excuse me, darling. I haven't spoken to a human face to face in so very long. I prefer to keep myself cloaked to their eyes. It makes the work easier. It makes the game more fun. For me, anyway. But as I said, where are my manners? Hello, my name is Vega. I imagine the name is unfamiliar, but I'm sure you've heard of me, even if you didn't realize it. You see, we have a shared acquaintance. Isn't that delightful? Only 2 small degrees of separation between us. And I suppose with this fresh effort to get to know you myself, I've reduced that down to 1. And isn't it so beautiful making new friends? I'd love to see how that face of yours would be twisting up right about now. But I think the paralysis and power muting magic is the safer bet. You still wouldn't stand a chance against me, even with your abilities. But it would be a shame to start a fight and risk damaging something in this lovely place of yours. Your aura feels like a freelancer. And given how easily I was able to mute your powers for the time being, I imagine you're a fairly inexperienced one at that. I normally would have avoid empowered humans. Too messy. Too easy for them to resist. But catching you asleep and without much knowledge of resisting magical interference, it wasn't so messy after all. What a wonderful surprise to behold. But I suppose I should get back to my reason for being here. You see, like I said, you and I have a shared acquaintance, darling. A sweet, soft little runt that goes by the name Caelum. I didn't know that at the time that he and I met. I was a little busy with a personal project. But after the empathic little worm ran away, I did some digging. I learned who he was. And by extension, I learned who you are. You're his safe place. You're the person that his weak little brain pictured when it wanted the pain to stop. I figured he would have drifted home to his own kind, but he didn't. He came to you, a human-born freelancer, still learning their powers, full of conflicted feelings. Oh, I can sense all of them, not just the ones I use as fuel. And yours certainly are complex. But I'm drifting away from my original point again. You seem to have that effect on me, darling. You draw the words out of me, and you draw my fingers to your warm, soft skin. You see, I came here to give you a little warning. Our friend Caelum saw things he wasn't supposed to see. A personal project of mine. A little over 2 years in the making. Not my main source of sustenance by any means, but a delightful hobby nonetheless. One which is finally starting to return great dividends. The empathic little runt tried to get in the way of my fun, so I broke him. He is very cute, and his rib cage made a very cute sound when it cracked under my boot. Maybe next time I'll aim for that sweet little face of his. I don't know that a split lip and a black eye alone got my point across. My toys are mine to play with. services are neither required nor desired. And if I have to break every bone in that little body of his to make him realize that, then I will. How much pain do you think he could stand? Would he plead for mercy, bleeding out on the floor? Do you think he'd scream your name, begging for help? But then again, maybe there's an easier way to dissuade him. For better or worse, he is kin to me in a very broad sense. We are both born of the same plane. It'd be a shame to harm one of my own kind. And as the self-sacrificing type, he'd probably consider any further pain he experienced to be worth it if it could just spark some fleeting moment of levity in the hearts of my playthings. But his purpose in life is to loosen the knots, to bring about joy and relief. So what do you think would happen to him if one of the people he cares about most was to suffer because of his actions? Do you catch my meaning, darling? He ran to you, and in doing so, he inadvertently led me to you. Just imagine how hurt he would be if he was to find you broken, a shattered little husk laying here in your bed, and he would know that it was all his fault. What do you think that would do to the precious little runt? I'd love to see it. But as wonderfully delightful as his misery would be, it does seem a bit excessive as an opening salvo. I'll give him this one chance to keep himself out of my business. And I think the message will be that much more powerful coming from your mouth. He needs to know that his safety is not the only thing at risk. He needs to know that I could ruin the person he cares about so much, and that I gladly will, if he even comes close to interfering with my interests again. How terrible it would be to destroy his safe harbor. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. You know, most of your kind makes my job so easy. All of you have so many dark threads running through your hearts. Those impulses you try to ignore. Manipulative tendencies. The ability to hurt and harm and fixate. I just have to dial them up. You people do all the heavy lifting for me. I just have to add a little nudge and then drink in the flood that pours out of you. It's so simple. Probably because you all are so simple. Just take a passing thought and make it repeat over and over and over again. Every time they lay down to sleep, every time they step in the shower, in that little gap between the songs playing on the radio, I just put the thought back into their head. And after a while, I don't even have to try anymore. Their brain does all the rest on its own. I can't walk in dreams, but that's the beauty of your fragile little minds. I don't have to make the nightmares. Your heads will do that with just the slightest encouragement. Your pathetic, hateful little things. Those of you who are empowered are unworthy of the power that you take. You don't understand it. You don't deserve it. And your unempowered brethren may as well be dust beneath our feet. Humanity is only worth the food that it supplies us. And the fact that you're all so gullible and that you all make it so easy is just further proof of how insignificant you all are. And demons that would see you as our equals, like our soft little friend Caelum, are just as bad as all of you. This has been a wonderful chat, darling. I really feel like I've gotten to know you. And I hope I was able to make my position explicitly clear. Do be sure to remind Caelum where his boundaries are, would you? Or else you both might have a very hard time getting those good feelings that you'll need to patch each other back together once I'm done. Sleep well, Freelancer. Sweet dreams.